This is a political wedge issue and an attempt to win a culture war. I'm like going to get I'm going to get emotional about this issue because it's horrible. But you know, it's like kids who are bullied, and like all these leaders are taking steps to hurt them and hurt their lives and hurt their families. It's completely outrageous. This is an issue that makes me completely crazy.
What's happening is that there's a rampant attempt to hide behind LGBT people to push an agenda of Marxist grooming through what they call queer theory. And it has a humongous corporate protection racket around it. You can read that in their literature. For example, there's a paper by a woman named Hannah Dyer. It goes after the idea of childhood innocence and early childhood education and, like I said, childhood development psychology on my New Discourses podcast platform, this whole paper. And she says, well, you think that queer theory would be about creating stable LGBTQ identities, but in fact, it's not. It's about creating fluid identities that never solidify. That's child abuse. And then, you know, those people become ripe for queer activism. There's another paper called Drag Pedagogy, written by one of the drag queens doing Drag Queen Story Hour by the stage name Lil Miss Hot Mess. And they say, well, we sell Drag Queen Story Hour as though it's family friendly, but what we really mean is that it's like the queer family on the street that you leave your real family for, and wink, wink. And by the way, we also say it's about inducing LGBT empathy, but in fact, it's not. It's about leading kids to live queerly. In the 90s, a lot of people our age grew up with the boogeyman of the kind of reactionary dad who disowned their kids if they were gay. And they created this boogeyman, and that boogeyman has grown up. And a bunch of leftist wine moms are so scared of that boogeyman as it's grown into an adult that they're going to prove, they're overcompensating so hard to prove that they're inclusive. And these teachers are trying so hard to prove that they're inclusive that they're destroying kids in the effort to make themselves look like people who aren't like the person they were scared of 25 years ago.
Exposing her young son Ben to the idea of inclusion was why Erica Block came on down.
People not getting the exposure to things outside of their own little circle, and the earlier the better to know that, you know, there's a lot outside of your backyard.
What in the hell has a drag queen ever done to make you have so much respect for them and admire them so much? Other than put on makeup and jump on the floor and writhe around and do sexual things on stage. I have absolutely no idea why you would want that to influence your child. Would you want a stripper or a porn star to influence your child? It makes no sense at all. A drag queen performs in a nightclub for adults. There is a lot of filth that goes on, a lot of sexual stuff that goes on. And backstage, there's a lot of nudity, sex, and drugs. Okay? So I don't think that this is an avenue you would want your child to explore. They could explore dressing up at home, but to actually get them involved in drag is extremely, extremely irresponsible on your part. And I understand you might want to look like you're with it, that you're cool, that you're woke, that you're not a Nazi, that you're not a homophobe, whatever it may be. But you can raise your child to be just a normal, regular, everyday child without including them in gay, sexual things. And honestly, you're not doing the gay community any favors. In fact, you're hurting us, okay? We have already had a reputation of being pedophiles and being perverts and deviants. We don't need you to bring your children around. So you keep your kids at home, or take them to Disneyland, or take them to Chuck E. Cheese. But if you need your child to be entertained by a big human in a costume or in makeup, take them to the circus or something. I saw that it was going in the direction of bringing kids into drag. And I just don't think it's right. I know it sexualizes children, and it's an adult space. And why would anybody want a child in an adult space? The last thing I want to see are kids in a nightclub watching men who are dressed up as seductive women and who are teasing the audience, because that's really what they're doing. And to see that happen to children, I just don't think it's necessary. I saw a picture of a drag queen who goes by the name Violet Chachki. I've worked with her before, and I saw a picture of her with just tape on her private parts, with a child right there, and I just thought, why would you put yourself in that position? I don't know how you, as a performer and as an adult, feel comfortable doing your nightclub act in front of children and getting money shoved down your underwear. And yes, I get it. Your butt is fake, it's foam, and you are wearing 10 pairs of nylons, and the child doesn't know that. They just see a woman there with her legs spread open. And it's horrifying. You know it is.
Many of you may have already seen this, but perhaps some of you have not. So we will be talking about an 11-year-old boy named Desmond, and he goes by his stage name of Desmond is Amazing. Desmond has appeared on the Peeew YouTube channel. This guy at the left is Michael Alig. Michael has just recently been released from jail after serving 17 years for manslaughter. Yes, he killed his drug dealer by placing him in a bathtub of antifreeze, then chopping up his body and putting it in a bag, and then dumping that dismembered body into the river. So, here's Desmond looking very tired and sitting next to Michael Alig and his friend, but really I want to point out this poster or painting behind them. It appears to be a poster of a child jumping rope, but in the bottom right-hand corner you can see the word Rohypnol. What is Rohypnol? It is the date rape drug, because the drug causes anterograde amnesia, which makes it difficult for the woman or man or child to recall events that took place while on the drug.
7.
Okay.
Can't remember much. I don't know why.
Yeah, have you been to a nightclub?
No.
No? Okay. Do you want to go to one? You don't know? Okay.
No. You know what? Not anymore. Once we stopped our nightclubs, then not say anymore.
Then I have like trading cards, magazines.
Now, those 37 members, are they all 37 young club kids like you? Or you don't
They're
know?
just regular drag kids.
Oh. Well, how old are they? Are they as young as you are, Desmond?
There's only 2 that's younger.
Are they encroaching upon your youth?
So it's not just what your kids get in school, but sometimes after school as well. Wouldn't you like to know what goes on in some of those extracurricular activities? Aaron Lee, give me the story, because I found this so fascinating and so, I was about ready to say evil, but just so predatory. Maybe that's the right way to say it.
We're new to town. We're new to school. Our daughter, it's the height of COVID protocols. Daughter hasn't made a single connection with a student her age. Her art teacher one day invites her to stay for art club after school. So she gets to art club, and it's actually Gender and Sexuality Awareness Art Club, or GSA. The teacher had invited an outside presenter to come speak to the children. This person had no qualifications. She, for example, told my daughter if she's not 100% comfortable in her female body, that she's transgender. And when my daughter adopted that label, she gave her the flag, plus stickers, plus bracelets, plus extra to give friends.
She got swag.
Swag.
For announcing right then and there that she's transgender.
Correct. And because she's transgender, that also means that she's queer. So she got queer flags, stickers, bracelets, plus extra to give friends. She also pulled out the genderbread person activity, which explicitly asked the little kids who they're sexually attracted to. So this woman asked my barely 12-year-old daughter who she's sexually attracted to. And I didn't even start off with how she started this meeting. She pulled out a PowerPoint, and her number 1 rule is what you hear in here, keep in here. So she started this information session, not art club, by telling the kids to keep everything that happens here a secret.
Let me see if I've got this right. A public school teacher invites your child into what she thinks is an art club. In fact, it's an indoctrination session. Tells her she's transgendered and finds out who she's sexually attracted to, and tells your daughter, don't tell mom.
Not just don't tell mom, but that parents aren't safe. She explicitly told the children that...
Okay, keep going.
Because she told me. The woman, when I contacted her the next day after this happened, because she gave my daughter her personal contact information. So I reached out to her. She said, parents aren't safe, but I am. And here's my personal contact information.
Parents aren't safe, but I am.
Correct. They also taught my daughter in this program about Colorado House Bill 19-1120, which allows 12-year-olds to seek medical care without parent knowledge or consent. So they taught my daughter, now that she just turned 12, that she can seek medical care and not tell me. So puberty blockers, hormones, potential mutilation.
I'm assuming you asked for materials, or?
Somehow we remained calm enough to contact this woman who pretty much doubled down on everything that she had done. Her response to me was delusional. It was like she was proud of what she had done. She wasn't picking up on the fact that I was unhappy with the situation. So we didn't have any further contact with her. We called the principal, and he was empathetic to, the fact that we were going through this painful situation with our child, that she was hurt, but he confirmed that it happened intentionally in secret, because the school district has to provide a safe space for children.
We don't agree on everything in New Jersey, but we all agree that our kids deserve a world-class education. So when extremists start attacking our schools, that's not who we are. People who only want to fight to score political points should take that somewhere else.
I'm not here to talk about transgender, queer, non-binary, heterosexual, transsexual, pansexual, whatever it is. I don't care about any of that. What I came here tonight was just simply to reach a little bit from what is accessible to my two boys. I got a new strap-on harness today. Can't wait to put on so you will fit and favor dildo perfectly. You're going to look so hot. I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth. I'm going to give you the blowjob of your life. Then I want you inside me. That's that. Then we have another one here. It really never occurred to me you put something in your vagina, not even a finger. It really didn't. You never tasted yourself? No, ooh. Wait, you have? Haha, of course, you should try. And so, vagina slime. I don't care if it's heterosexual, lesbian, I don't care what it is. It's filth. I'm being kind, I'm being respectful. These are my two boys I'm trying to protect. I don't feel bad showing this right now because it's in our schools. And you're allowing it. So you shouldn't feel uncomfortable. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable for me what I was reading, because I'm just reading what's in these books.
These two books that are on the poster are Lawn Boy and Gender Queer. I will say that I do not favor book banning. I want to tell you that off the bat. But I do want to tell you that pornography does not belong in our schools or accessible to our children via online resources that Adams 12 has made possible. So Gender Queer, Alison Bechdel writes in Fun Home about discovering masturbation soon after her first period. I discovered it around the same age, followed by the further realization that my ability to become aroused was governed by a strict law of diminishing returns, an elaborate fantasy based on Plato's Symposium. The more I had to interact with my genitals, the less likely I was to reach a point of satisfaction. The best fantasy was one that did not require any physical touch at all. I got a new strap-on harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my favorite dildo perfectly. I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth. I'm going to give you the blowjob of your life. Then I want you inside me.
Sorry, you're out of order. This is your first warning.
This is a book that is accessible in Adams 12. So
Kindly refrain from further reading here, please. Thank you.
Tonight, I'm going to give a sampling from 3 books that are in our libraries at the Fleming School. I'm going to read things. If there's children watching, cover their ears. He began to need
I'm going to stop you right there, sir. I'm going to stop you right there. Turn off his microphone, please.
So my students call me... Why did you whisper it so quietly? She got shy. It's Mix Miller is what they call me. Though I'll say, I had a teenager call me Mr. Luke the other day, and I kind of loved it. What do you think about Mr. Luke?
Yeah.
You like that one? Okay,
Yeah.
I might switch it up to Mr. Luke at some point, but for right now, some non-binary, we've been going Mix Miller, and the kids have been getting it pretty well. Has it been hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a little hard, but they're working on it, because they love me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, TikTok, I really need your help here on this one.
I'm a teacher. I teach 5th and 6th grade, and this morning, I don't know, somehow the concept of pronouns came up. And one of my students said, well, Miss Odell, did you even ask me my pronouns? And I was like, whoa, I hadn't actually asked him his pronouns, and I had called him a him, and I said, oh, I'm so sorry, I haven't actually asked you what your pronouns are, and what are they? And he said, Banana said, banana and rock. And I was like, dude, no, like, don't mess around with, I was actually really upset because I thought he was making fun of it. And in fact, I'm still pretty sure he was making fun of it. And, but they all agreed, no, like, you can choose anything. Banana, rock, if you want banana and rock to be a pronoun, banana and rock's your pronoun. Is it? TikTok, tell me.